Breathe better and sleep deeper with the Levoit Classic 160 Top Fill Humidifier. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description to get your Levoit Top Fill Humidifier on Amazon today and enjoy a healthier, more comfortable home.
Welcome back to Bitcoin Bulletin. I'm your host today. The weekend's tariff-spurred sell-off has accelerated, dropping Bitcoin and Ethereum's price to $92,900 and $2,400 respectively, all before U.S. markets even opened early Monday morning. The tariffs imposed by President Donald Trump on Canada, Mexico, and China were set to take effect Tuesday, potentially hitting the North American nations with a 25% import tax on most goods, while Chinese imports faced 10% levies. Bitcoin and Ethereum have since bounced back to $98,900 and $2,700 respectively, but are still trading 2.3% and 13.6% lower than they were this time last week. Market participants weighed how an unfurling trade war could impact the cost of U.S. consumer goods and the federally Reserve's easing campaign. Bitcoin and Ethereum notched slight recoveries as Monday's trading progressed. Mexico, meanwhile, reached a trade deal that lifted harder-hit cryptocurrencies like XRP and Dogecoin. News about the Mexico deal seems to have eased concerns slightly, but that still leaves concerns about how negotiations will unfold with China and Canada. When Trump threatened Colombia with stiff tariffs last month, the geopolitical episode was resolved in less than 2 days. But the White House said on Saturday that the newly imposed tariffs will last until the crisis is alleviated, pointing to illegal immigration and fentanyl trafficking. The White House statement left the door open to expanded tariffs against America's largest trading partners. And in light of Trump's threats to impose 100% tariffs on BRIC nations that are trying to ditch the U.S. dollar in global trade and finance, GSR head of research Brian Rudick told Bitcoin Bulletin that the tumult scope wasn't clear yet. Market participants will now have to assume Trump is fully willing to act on all his other proposals. Crypto is generally correlated with traditional assets, so with traditional markets down, it's no surprise that crypto is getting hit harder. At its December policy meeting, Fed officials signaled that potential shifts in trade and immigration policy could make it more difficult to return inflation to its 2% target. If the tariffs against Canada, Mexico, and China remain in place for an extended period of time, Rudick said the case for rate cuts this year may become blunted. The crypto market swelled following rate cuts last year, which tend to increase liquidity through lower borrowing costs. But Greg Magadini, director of derivatives at Data, told Bitcoin Bulletin that tariffs will effectively have the opposite effect of the Fed's easing campaign, while the minimum rate of return that a firm must earn to generate value won't directly increase. Magadini said the tariffs will remove liquidity by making purchases more expensive. Meanwhile, the imminent tariffs are impacting the U.S. dollar's strength, which reflects global liquidity contrasts and investor demand for safe haven assets. The dollar index DXY touched last month's high of 110 on Sunday before settling back to 108.8 as of this writing. GSR's Rudick said they may prove temporary and become a solid entry point for traders. Bullish tenets such as increased U.S. regulatory clarity and greater corporate adoption remained intact, he added. Trump is slated to speak with officials from Mexico and Canada about the tariffs today. Trump cares about market performance. The implications of these ongoing trade tensions on the crypto markets are still unclear, but one thing's for sure: the drama unfolding in Washington, D.C. will continue to have a ripple effect around the world. Stay tuned to Bitcoin Bulletin for updates on this developing story and all the latest news from the cryptocurrency space.